Hey June, so let's start off with what you're going to need. You're going to need an AK Zhukov handguard. I believe the shorter ones are the Mo. You're going to need a Zhukov S stock, which is Yugo. Has to be Yugo. Can't be the AK 4774 stock. That will not work. And then you're going to need an RS Regulate Vz58 stock adapter. Not much to that. Now while I got the box here, I'll tell you this is what it looks like on the actual stock adapter. This is where it is on the rifle right here. Now there is this little tab. I cut that off because there's a spring inside right here that even with that it was interfering. So I did away with that. So I've just basically got this section on it. And I used a Dremel with a little rotary bit to do that. Now basically that's all you need to put the buttstock on. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I did find that this was pretty tight to fit in here, so I would use maybe a rubber mallet and put a little lube on it or whatever to get it in. So moving on to the front. So basically once you take off your upper handguard, take off your lower handguard, then there will be your retaining flange on the front of the rifle here. You're gonna have to cut that off. That's junk. Now I would tape up. I taped up around here with some green masking tape. Give it a good 3-4 layers. Same on the other side over here where it butts into this. Just in case you slip. I mean, I even taped up here and taped everywhere I could tape. I taped with as much as I could and still work. I recommend a Dremel with a cutting disc. I would think by far it's probably the easiest way to do that. And once you have that off, with this aluminum mounting bracket, basically you've got these two mounting points here. I've filed either side here in this back corner a little bit. There's a channel like this that runs on the back here, but because of the actual aluminum block of the action, those come right off. I just cut them right off, threw them away. You don't need them. They don't really do anything. Now up here, I've had to notch for the upper handguard. So I just kind of figured out where it went and did it. I think it's about 20 millimeters. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that. That's pretty much for it. You're just going to have to kind of put these on like almost tight and just kind of fidget it around to figure out where it is. You can kind of see there's a bit of a gap here, so that'll kind of give you a bit of an idea. So when you put the actual handguard in, it'll just slightly cover that gap. Now onto the actual handguard itself. As you can see, there's some tabs there. Those were actually like a T before, and they went in that channel. That channel's like a T. So I've cut off the top section and actually filed down just for clearance. Filed all that down and that. And you don't necessarily need them because there are little screws that go through here, and those are going to screw in right here for mounting and retention. But I just like them. And then up here, I've had to cut away up here. Now there's a little, I don't know if you can notice it, it's just faint. There's a little seam in the polymer there. I just kind of followed that. So I did a square cut down there, just measured it, and then cut it with this little hacksaw that I have. And then I just use a flat file on that to just kind of file it. And then I rounded it over a little bit just to follow the profile of my my upper handguard. Now I'm using a NEA Arms upper handguard for the front that I've mounted my TRS-25 to. Now with that, I know that clearance works, everything works. With your stock handguard, I don't know, I have not tried. But I know that one works and it's nice. Now the only problem with that is I do find that this stock is a little high. It's a lot higher than the kind of beaver tail stock that comes with it, because that one kind of drops down a bit and it gives you a better cheek weld than this. Now if you're going to run, you can get the mounting plates for the sides of these things, and you can run an over the bolt mounting system. I think RS Regulate sells that again. and you can mount an optic that'll mount it a little bit higher. But I did mine because of cold witnesses through the iron sights. But that's pretty much a quick rundown of what it takes to get that on there. I say just take your time, you know, mark everything, measure twice, cut once, and you know, it should be good. Now, hopefully you have the basic hand tools. You're going to need a 1/8 hex, or a 1/8 Allen key, sorry. And then, you know, flat file, maybe a little flat rasp, a little hacksaw. That thing works great for a lot of stuff, and a Dremel with some sort of a cutting disc and a little some sort of a little dremeling disc or a dremeling tool. I found that worked really well for getting that tab off of here. So if you have any more questions, feel free to contact me again, and I hope this really helps. Talk to you later.